Hello everyone, in this lecture we will discuss about the programs which involves the data transfer instructions. Okay, so the first we'll see the which are the data transfer instructions are present in 8051. Okay, so these are the data transfer instructions available in the or present in the 8051 microcontroller. So here we have, I'll explain very briefly, will not go in depth. Okay, so now we have three various move instruction. One is just move, and then move X, and then move CE. Okay, so this move instruction is used to transfer or to access the data present in the internal RAM memory location. So that is 128 bytes of RAM memory location. Okay, so if you want to access the data from the external RAM, then we have to use a move X instruction, and this X telling it is that we are accessing the data from the external RAM. Okay, and this DPTR holds the address 16-bit address of the external memory, and these are the instruction in which are associated with the different addressing modes. Okay, next the third case is if the data is present in the program memory, that is ROM. So if you want to access the data from the program memory, then we have to use the instruction move C. Okay, so these are the three main instruction which we'll use in this lecture to write a program. And then actually we have the other data transfer instructions associated with the stack or push and pop. This we will discuss in depth in the stack concept. And one more instruction we have which is it comes under the data transfer instruction set is exchange. Okay, in this one, this will exchange the data between the register and the accumulator. In this case, between the accumulator and the data present in this address. And we have one more instance, that is XCHD, that is exchange data byte. Means just it will change the lower byte of the data. Okay, so now we'll move into the programs. Okay, so the first program is write an ALP to transfer 5 bytes stored in internal RAM location, that is from 30 to 34H, to internal RAM memory location which is starting from 40 to 44H. Okay, so now we are assuming that data are stored in 30H to 34H. So these data we need to transfer from this location to this. Okay, means first we need to transfer the data present in 30H to 40H, and 31H to 41H, 32H to 42H, 33H to 43H, and 34H to 44H. Okay, so here now first we need to tell where the data is present, right? Means where the first data is stored or where our data are stored in the memory location. So for that first we need to define a pointers. Okay, means we need to initialize the source pointer, right? That is, so you can take usually for the pointer only we can use R0 and R1. Okay, we cannot use any other register. So for this the instruction we can write is move R0, comma, hash 32. Okay, so this is how we initialize the pointer. And next we need to initialize the destination pointer, that is R1. So that is done by move R1 comma ash 40h. Okay, next now we in this one will be using the loop instruction. Okay, so that's why we need to tell how many data we are going to transfer, whether we are going to transfer 5 bytes or we are going to transfer 10 bytes. So irrespective of that, like with respect to that, we have to define a counter. Okay, so that is third point, is we need to initialize the counter. You can use any register. Already we have used R0 and R1, so I am using here R2. So that is move R2 comma ash 05h. Okay, so next is now we need to access the first data, means first we need to access this, like we need to copy this data and then that should be transferred to 40h. Okay, so we don't have any instruction which involves the indirect addressing mode, that is register to register. So that's why we are copying this data into some other location and then we are copying into 40h. Okay, so that is done by move content of source location to accumulator. So that we can do is move a comma at R0. So what happens now when we does this one, the accumulator will have the first data, that is 0 to h. Okay, and next is now we need to move this content to destination location, right? So that is done by move at R1 comma a. At R1 is it is a indirect register addressing mode, so 40h will have the data 0. Okay, right? So we can write here 40h will have 0 2. Now our pointer is, source pointer is present at 30h and the destination pointer is present at 40h. Okay, so now the next data is present in 31h, so we need to increment our source pointer so that it will increment from 30 to 31h. Okay, so that is done by the instruction increment R0. So what happens, the R0 will be pointing to 31h, and similarly we need to increment the destination pointer, so that is R1 will be incremented to 41h. Okay, so next now the pointer is showing to 31h and 41h. Okay, so now we need to repeat this process here. Now means we need to copy the 05h into accumulator, right? So before that, right, because here we are using the loop instruction, means to just to tell how many number of times we need to repeat or how many data we need to access. Okay, so for that we have to use the instruction, we have djnz r2 comma loop. Okay, so this r2 register holds the number of bytes we are going to transfer. Okay, this instruction will decrement R2 and will check the content of R2. Okay, at present now R2 is having 05h. So when this instruction is executed, R2 will become 4h. Okay, R2 will become 04h. So this is not, R2 is not 0. So this will go to label here, where here. Okay, so that's why it is written here decrement counter and jump to step 4 if the counter is not equal to 0. So step 4 here it is move the content of source location to accumulator. Okay, so now what happens now, A will have 05h. Okay, and next similarly after this instruction is just what happens, that 41h will get the data 05h. So in the memory location we will get 05H. Okay, so like this instructions means these 4 steps will be repeated for 5 times. So if the number of bytes are 10, then this loop will be repeated for 10 times, and that is indicated by this count. Okay, so after the execution, after complete execution of this program, the data, the location, the memory location 40 to 40H looks like this. That is 10H, 0AH and 20H. Okay, this source location remains unchanged. Just we are copying the data from this memory location to this memory location. So this is the same way how we in the like in laptops or in somewhere how we copy the data files or the information from one point to other point. So this is the concept used in that applications. Okay, right. So next we'll see now. Next program. Write an ALP to transfer 5 bytes stored in internal RAM location from 30 to 34H to external memory location 2000H to 2004H. Means here the data stored in internal memory location and the data we need to transfer is into external memory location. Okay, see all the data transfer program steps are same, only we have to see that where the data we are accessing. Okay, so in that way the first point is we need to initialize the pointer, that is move R0, 30H, and next we need to initialize the destination pointer. For that we have to use MOVX DPTR, hash 2000H, because R0 cannot hold, the registers cannot hold this 16-bit address. That's why we have a register. It is called DPTR. It is a 16-bit register. And next we need to initialize the counter, that is move R2, hash 05H. Okay, right. And next is we need to access the first data. So how to access the first data? Yes, we need to access, that is move X. See, this X is very important. This X tells that we are accessing the data from the external RAM location. So that is move X A, at DPTR. So what happens when this instruction is executed? A will we have stored the data in the internal memory location, right? So for that here it is actually move A, at R0. Okay, move A, at R0. So now this will have the data, move A will have 02H, and this 02H we need to move into 2000H. So that is done by the instruction move X at DPTR, E. So at DPTR means the DPTR is having 2000H, so the content of accumulator will go and sit in 2000H. So in 2000H we will have 02H. Okay, so here also we are using the loop concept. So for that we have to use here now to move into the next location. Means at present the source pointer is present in 30H and the destination pointer is present in 2000H, but our next data is present in 31H and that data needs to be transferred into 2001H. So the data pointer needs to be incremented 31H similarly to 2001H. So that's why the instruction we need to use is increment R0 source pointer, increment DPTR, destination space should be there here, increment DPTR. Okay, right. So next we need to check for the 0, whether we have transferred all the data or not. That is done by the instruction DJNZ R2, repeat. Okay, so at present now R2 is actually it is 5. When this instruction is executed, R2 will become 4. So this is not 0. So the controller will move to the instruction repeat. Okay. So what happens here again? The data whichever it is stored in 31H will move into accumulator. That is accumulator will become 05H, and then when this instruction executed, the data will be moving into 2001H, that is 05H. Okay. So these instructions will be repeated for 5 times. So after the completion of this instruction or the program, the 2000 memory location 2000H to 2004H will have the data which were present in 30H to 34H. So those are 0AH and 20H. Okay, so the next program is write an ALP to transfer 5 bytes stored in internal RAM location from 30H to 34H to internal memory location 40 to 44H in the reverse order. Okay, so this program is similar to the first program, only the difference is we need to store the data in reverse order. It's nothing but whatever the data is stored in 30H, that should be stored in 44H, and whatever the data is stored in 31H, that should be stored in 43H, and whatever the data stored in 32, that should be stored in 42, and this should be 41, and this should be 40. Okay, so this is exactly like almost similar to the first program, only the destination pointer. Okay, because first data needs to be transferred into 44H, so that's why the destination pointer should be initialized with 44H, and the first instruction remains same, that is source pointer, it is move R0 comma hash 30H. Okay, and the next instruction is also same, that is initialization of the counter, it is move 0 to R2 comma 5H, and next we need to access the data, that is move A comma at R0, and then we need to move at R1 comma E. Okay, right, so this is first data is transferred here, that is nothing but 40H will have the 44H will have the data here, means at present the destination pointer is pointing to 44H and the source pointer is pointing to 30H. So next data is present here 31H, and that needs to be transferred into 43H. So that's why the source pointer needs to be increment, that is increment R0. So means R0 will point to 31H. Okay, our destination pointer needs to be pointed to 43H, so that's why we need to use a decrement R1. So R1 will point to 43H. Okay, so next we have the instruction DJNZ R2 comma repeat, and the repeat goes here. Okay, right, so now if we compare this program with the first program, only this instruction plus this instruction is changed and rest of the instructions are similar. Okay, so I hope this is clear. And now after the execution of this program, the memory location 44H to 40H looks like this. So this will have 05H, 10H, 0AH and 20H. Okay. Okay, this exchange program, okay, this we'll discuss in the next video. this we'll see, that is write an ALP to transfer 5 bytes stored in program memory 200H to 204H to internal memory location 30 to 34H. Okay, so now as I told earlier, if you want to access any data from the code memory, then we have to use the instruction move C. Okay, and rest of the steps are same if we compare this with the earlier instruction. Okay, so one more point here we need to remember is we need to store the data in the code memory. So this is how we store, means first we need to tell where the data is we are going to store. Okay, so this org is a assembler directive. It tells where we are storing in the code memory. Okay, that is following with the ROM address. Okay, so if we are storing in some other address, we can change at this point. Okay, right? So now next we have one more assembler directive. It is db. It tells it is we are storing the byte data. Okay, so now I am taking here 10 bytes. Those are 10H, 20H, until it is 0AH. So this is same, like this is how we store the data in the program memory. Okay, right? So next, now here also the registers, this R0 to R7 register cannot hold the 16-bit address. So that's why we use the 16-bit register. It is called DPTR. So that is initialized with the 200H. Okay, next here, okay, I have mentioned here, I'll change this one is from 50H to 54H. Okay, right? So now it is this is the source pointer and this is the destination pointer, that is move R1 comma hash 50H, and then it is counter which tells the how many elements we are going to transfer from in ROM program memory into internal RAM location, right? So next here, this is very important here. The instruction which is present in 8051, the form of moves instruction is like this: move C A comma at A plus DPTR, means the address will be formed by using the accumulator. So that's why the first we are clearing the accumulator and then we are using the instruction. Okay, so that is move C A comma at A plus DPTR. So when this instruction is executed, the A will get the data 10H which is stored in 200H. So actually this is here, the starting address is 200H. So 10H is stored in 200H, 20H is stored in 201H, 30 is stored in 202, 40 is 203. So like this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is stored in 209H. Okay, 10 data I have taken, means here actually I can change the data. Here it is 10 bytes. Okay, here it is still it is 209, that is 200H to 209H. Okay, so next, now what is actually it is in this 200. Now next, the destination location is like this, right? This 50H. Okay, so when this instruction is executed, that is move at R1 comma A. See, in this one I have not taken it is move C, because this is the internal RAM. So that's why the instruction we use is just it is a move. So what happens, the 50H will have the data 10H. Okay, next the DPTR is incrementing. So what happens, DPTR will point to the data 20H. Okay, and next the destination pointer will be pointing to 51H. Okay, next we will be checking the R2 register, that is whether we transferred all the data or not. So if it is not 0, then we'll repeat the instruction from clear A. So same thing will happen for 10 times, or we can say until the R2 becomes 0. Okay, so the 51H will have 20H, and similarly 52 will have 30, 53 will have 40, 54 will have 50, and till it is here 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, right? So it is 60H. Assume that I am not representing H here, but it is hexadecimal data itself. Okay, so 70H, 80H, 90H, and 0AH. Okay, so this is how we can access the data from the program memory. Okay, right? So here one more thing I want to tell: when you simulate the program, like I will just explain how to check the output in the memory window. Okay, right? So when you debug the program, the memory window open like this. Okay, so this is the here we have to mention where the data is stored, that is address, and here you will get the memory locations. Okay, right? So now we have three type of the address. One is the internal RAM, and one is the like internal memory, and one is the external memory, and one is the program memory. So if you want to see the data in the internal memory, in the address field we have to type it as I, that is I colon, and where in which location you want to see the data. For example, if you want to check the data in 50H, I have to mention here 50H. So when you type this one, this will start with the address 50H. Okay, so similarly, if you want to check the data in the external RAM, then we have to type here X, that is X, it is a external memory, and where the address is, right? So for example, in the earlier example you have taken 2000H, so you can write here 2008. So that time instead of 50H, this will show 2000H. Okay, so if you want to access the data in the program memory, then we have to type C, that is represents the code memory, and where the data is, where you want to check the data, that is in 200H, so it is in 200H. Okay, so this is how we can see the output in the memory